What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, back with Retro Horror, doing 1983 horror films. This list is compiled by Retro Horror because every list I find online is crap. So, yeah. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you're in here, drop a comment down. Let us know you're here. I know it takes a minute to get these going because there's no notifications on StreamYard. So, that kind of sucks, but is what it is. So we'll just kind of kill some time for a second.
Yeah, well, Dan, thanks for having me. I will say with 83, 83 is kind of an odd year because
kind of lacking, I think.
it was. Of course, we've done 80. We do 81. We did 82.
Is this? Yeah, we did 80, 81, 82.
Okay, this is the first year of the 80s that pretty much my top 15 was. Like I went through a first pass and I was still at that top 15. But then when you get to the second tier, 15 through 30, it's just like a jumbled, it's very hard to differentiate it. Yeah. Unlike the other years where first top 10 was jam packed. This was not.
Hi, Bill. Thanks for joining. Yeah. And you know what's weird is they had House on Sorority Row on here again.
I know.
I'm like, what? They had it on 81. They had it on 82, 83. It was 82, right? Or did it have like a troubled production and it got released later than it should have, or what?
I think that's a lot of the case with these type of films is that when they were made and they were produced, they were released, it's like a 2-year gap sometimes or longer.
Hey, Phil, how you doing? Yeah, I know back in the 80s, you had some movies that would sit on the shelf for 2 or 3 years trying to find distribution. So sometimes they list them by production year, sometimes they list them by actual theatrical release or video release.
So, well, my number 2 film was made in 83, but if you look it up, and when you look it up, it'll sometimes say 88 because it was banned in Europe. No one would let it be shown. Nah. My number 2 film. So,
Mike Spade, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining. I know we're throwing you guys off by not being on Wednesday. That's my fault. I didn't have the strength or energy. I think we'll stick to Thursdays because Wednesdays for me are kind of like Mondays. They're kind of rough. But we're going to go by this list from Retro, so he'll introduce the titles in some sort of sequence.
Well, like I said, I don't want to prejudice the broadcast, but I guess we're going to go in my recommended sequence.
Okay, that's fine. Well, yeah, we're going to go in his ranking.
Cool. Before I roll into this, I have a list of 64 films, and I've watched, and remembering is the key. I've watched and remember probably 43 of those. Wow. Enough to rank them. That's a pretty decent watch. I mean, I've probably watched 60, 70% of the 83.
That's a lot more than I've watched. Hellchild and Horror Dude, thank you guys for joining.
All right, well, first up, number 1. What do you think number 1 should be?
Before we start, I got one more thing.
Right. Got it.
Thank you guys so much. I just hit over 1,300 subs today, and I just want to say thank you again. You guys are fucking awesome. I love you guys. And just keep it going.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And everyone who has received their merch has been pretty satisfied with it. And I did get mine in here. So if you guys are wondering what they look like in person, there you go.
I still haven't cracked 1,000 subs yet.
You'll get there, man. You deserve more than I have. You're a lot more knowledgeable than me.
I don't know about that. I'm not definitely not as entertaining as you, but you know.
Oh, come on. You'll get there. Plainview, what's going on? Yeah, thank you, Marcos, for joining, man. All right. All right. Number one. Yeah, I don't have your list up. I'm going to say my number one from the list that I did see, I would pick Videodrome.
Yeah, that's my number one.
Cool.
I mean, David Cronenberg. I mean, you could definitely make the argument that's his best film he's ever made. It was an awesome experience to see that in the theater when it first came out, and James Woods is it's a tour de force with James Woods. I love James Woods anyway.
Let's just see what they got it at a 7.2 on IMDb.
It's low. I think I got it as a 9 out of 10.
Yes, horror dude, we're going by Retro's list because the list that I was using off of Ranker just was garbage. So
I think I even like Debbie Harry in it. I thought she was pretty good.
yeah, that was one that took me a long time to see until I got the Criterion of it, and I was blown away by it.
Ask you if you have the Criterion. I didn't.
I don't anymore, but topic is 83 horror. Hellchild. The Fly and Dead Ringers are my favorite Cronenberg movies. I haven't seen Dead Ringers yet, but I love The Fly.
Yeah, I love The Fly. Dead Ringers is good too.
I do have it somewhere behind me.
So number 2, we ready to go to number 2?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Number 2 probably is not on anybody's list other than mine. And that is Angst. Now, if you look this thing up, it's going to show 1988, but the film was made in made and released in 83.
They got it on 83 here.
Okay, I think Wikipedia might have 88. But anyway, what happened was it was banned in Europe. It couldn't be released. I don't think it actually got a theatrical until the latter part of the 80s.
And that's an unearthed release, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an unearthed release. This is a guy named Erwin Leder plays this serial killer. And it's based on true events. Basically, it's a serial killer that he breaks into people's houses and, he ties them up and does all kinds of bizarre things. It sounds like a roughie, but it's really beautifully shot. It's an incredibly beautiful. The camera work in this is unbelievable. This is kind of if Francis Ford Coppola or Stanley Kubrick had made a slasher film, I think this is what it would look like. It was just beautiful. It's unnerving. Obviously, it's very disturbing. It's shot very matter of fact. It's. Have you seen it? Have you seen this?
I have not. I've only seen the only unearthed films releases I've seen was American Guinea Pig, Banquet of Guts and Gore, or whatever it was, and then I just watched Serbian film for the very first time.
Yeah, that's rough.
So yeah, if they're going to release if something extreme is going to be released, it's definitely going to be that company.
The director is a guy named Gerald Cargy. This is a masterpiece, I'll be honest with you. And you could certainly make the argument it should be number 1. I mean, it's one of the best horror films. It's certainly one of the best serial killer films ever. It's right up there with Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Great stuff. But yeah, you got to get it. You got to get on Angst.
I've seen that around. I actually thought it was a newer film by the cover and everything. Believe it or not, I think I saw that in like a retail store a few years back. But
yeah, maybe so.
All right, what do we got for number? Was this 3?
Okay, for 3, I've got Psycho 2. Anthony Perkins. This is another one I think you could certainly argue. If you didn't know that Psycho was directed by Alfred Hitchcock, and you just watch these two movies together, you could make an argument this is a better movie. I mean, but we know it's Hitchcock. It's never going to be the original Psycho, but it's a hell of a slasher film. It's a great movie. Richard Frank did a good job.
We got a 6.5 for IMDb. I enjoyed that one a lot too. I thought it was really well done, and that's the first time I saw Anthony Perkins outside of the original Psycho. So, and wow, he was such a good actor. He was
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, from a franchise perspective, the Psycho series, I did a franchise listing. I think this was in the top 5, maybe top, I know it was top 10 franchises, but all the Psycho films are solid.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen sequel wise, but I did really enjoy that one. If it's 83, you got to have Panic Beats by Paul Naschy.
I don't, because I hadn't seen it, believe it or not. Have not seen it.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that on anybody's list when I was looking up 83. So,
well, I love Paul Naschy. I've seen everything, but I couldn't find Panic Beats. I think it's getting a Isn't it getting a Blu-ray? It's getting a Blu-ray if it's already out.
Is it not in any of the Paul Naschy collections that they have?
Not that I recall. No.
I don't know if I've seen any of his films, to be honest.
Yeah. But I love Paul Naschy, and I'm sure it's fantastic. I just have never seen it. So, but just people need to know from this list. What did he say?
Keeping quality to it.
If I haven't seen it, or more importantly, if I don't remember it, it didn't get ranked. So, for example,
Child has an answer for us. He says it's going to be released on Blue in March.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm definitely going to get it. I've actually already pre-ordered it, I believe. For example, Something Wicked This Way Comes. I saw that in the early 80s when it came out. I don't remember it, and I did
see that on a lot of lists.
I didn't rank it, so
I don't know if I know anything about
that. Number 4, if we got number 4, I've got The Keep with Michael Mann directing. I love that movie.
I just saw something about that. I've been watching the In Search of Darkness Part 2, and they just covered The Keep on there.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, it was supposed to be a 3.5 hour long movie, and you had to cut it down to like an hour and a half, and very unhappy with that. And you're kind of not told a bunch of stuff you should have been told.
Yeah, it's a shame. I guess Michael Mann's blocking that getting released. It's a crying shame. It's a great movie.
I got a 5.8 on here. Do you think it's better than that?
Oh my God, it's an 8 out of 10, easy. 8 out of 10, easy.
From what I was seeing of it on that documentary, I mean, it looked very interesting. But you think it'd be a lot better with that 3.5 hour cut?
I'd love to see the 3.5 hour cut. I mean, it's a beautifully shot film. It's like the forests of Eastern Europe, and you've got this monument where this evil force is stowed away, and it essentially kind of starts out as a war epic, and these soldiers stumble upon this basically this plot, this crypt almost of where this ancient being is. It's really cool. Waffles is injured.
You take care of Waffles. That's more important than being here with us, man.
Yeah, go to a pain doctor and get shot up. That'll help.
All right.
So number 5 is Sleepaway Camp.
Yes, which I finally watched all the way through for the first time. I'd seen bits and pieces, of course, knew the ending for sure.
Yeah, it's that first watch. This is one of those films that initial watch. When you think of movies that had an initial impact on you, this is always one that like blows people away. It blew me away. I mean, I just didn't expect it.
I was really surprised by how good it actually was of a movie, though. Like, I expected it to be really, really bad acting and just a shitty movie, and it really wasn't. It was actually a pretty well done film.
It would be a top slasher even if you didn't have that dramatic ending. I think it's awesome. Right.
Even though the kills were mainly off screen. I mean, the effects on the boat kill. That was pretty good.
No, it's a polished movie. It's kind of analogous to The Burning as far as the technical side of the film.
Well, thank you, Waffles. Yeah, I enjoy. I'm definitely looking forward to watching the sequels, even though I know they're not going to be as good. But
Well, they're more comedic. They they,
yeah.
they they go way dark comedy.
Well, the
Almost
one,
like
what is it, 3 that has the picture of the Freddy glove and the Jason mask, and so you know
yeah
what you're getting into with that.
yeah. It kind of goes Evil Dead 2 type stuff. Yeah. Number 6 is a film that I don't have a copy of it to show, but it's a I think it's a classic vampire film. That's The Hunger.
Oh, I do have that. I don't. It's in the other room. I apologize.
Um,
The Warner
Tony,
Archive release is a great transfer, by the way.
yeah, Tony Scott directed it. It's got David Bowie and Catherine Deneuve in it. It's a
Mhm.
very interesting vampire film.
I got pretty sad at the end.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. But I love the way that movie is shot, though. The cinematography on that movie is fantastic.
Oh man, it really is.
Yeah, 6.7 on IMDb.
You got sad at the end, huh?
I did. I just wanted to check in and say hello, my painkillers. I'm going to be going to sleep any minute. Enjoy, guys. Catch you soon. Yep, thank you for stopping by, Waffles. And hopefully by the time we do another one, you're feeling a little better and jump on in.
So I got for number 7, I've got The Dead Zone, another Cronenberg film with Christopher
Another
Walken.
one I love, yes.
And I just recently rewatched that. What a great performance from Christopher Walken.
I was going to ask you how well it hold up. I have not seen this in probably 10 years or more, but I remember really, really enjoying this one quite a bit.
I think this is one that you appreciate as you get older. You know, it's Christopher Walken is actually has an accident that causes him to have these powers of being able to read people's minds. It's just a fantastic movie. Really great. Love the ending too.
Paul, what's going on, man? My favorite from Cronenberg. Oh, The Dead Zone. Yeah, I think it's a very underrated movie. Very, very underrated. I think a lot of people confuse it for like the TV series. And so when you mention Dead Zone, they just think of the series and not the movie. So,
Yeah, it's an awesome movie. Number 8, I've got Twilight Zone, the movie.
yes, the very troubled production there. Yes, Walken is awesome. He's one of my favorite actors. Of course, most of us know the tragedy that took place during that movie with the helicopter scene and everything.
Yeah. That was John Landis that directed that segment, wasn't it? He actually ended up going to court over that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a good story on it on the history of horror thing, the Eli Roth documentary.
Yeah, I saw that on Shudder. That was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only got a 6.5 on here. You think it's a little higher than that, or are you about right there?
No, I've got it as an 8. And doesn't the Twilight Zone? I think the Twilight Zone has the best initial opening segment with Dan. I love that Dan Aykroyd segment with. Oh my gosh, great
That's the
stuff.
name I'm really recognizing too.
Albert Brooks, I love him too. He's funny.
I was gonna say that name sounded familiar, but I'm not sure.
He was driving the car, and Dan Aykroyd was. They were singing and Creedence Clearwater and all that stuff.
Yes, most of Cronenberg's movies are great. I'm trying to think of one I don't like, but
yeah, that's tough.
nothing comes to mind. Even films of his that I'm not like in love with, I still appreciate them, and you always find something to love about them. Whether it's the way it's shot or the story itself or whatever.
Yeah, when people talk about horror directors, their favorite ones, I don't hear many people saying Cronenberg, but if you ranked his films and then looked at it objectively, he probably is 1 or 2. I mean, he just hasn't had any duds. Almost everybody's had a dud.
Tim, what's going on, man? This is Retro Horror, and I will leave his link in the description if you have not subbed to him for whatever reason. Love the Nightmare at 20,000 Feet remake.
Yeah, that was you're talking about the Twilight Zone episode. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like both. I think both are outstanding. Um, Number 9, I've got The Deadly Spawn, directed by
That one I
Douglas.
have not seen.
Haven't seen Deadly Spawn? It's
Yeah,
an over the top creature feature. Just lots of
that was
gore.
directed by a chick, though, right? By a woman. Sorry, not
Douglas
chick,
Doug McKeon.
or
I think
written
it's
or
like,
something. Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. I just
yeah,
saw something on that documentary where I might be getting confused. Deadly Spawn got a 6.0.
yeah. That's I think it deserves a 7. It's a
He thought you were my dad.
oh, really?
uh, I
That's
wish my dad
brutal,
was that cool. All right.
brutal, brutal, brutal.
Wow. Well, I mean, I guess could be
Not much of a resemblance, though.
same taste in horror films. You know.
That's true.
Uh,
Yeah, Deadly Spawns. I didn't bring the. I have a DVD of that. I didn't bring it down, but that's a good one.
yeah. Unfortunately, the only thing in this room right now is my Scream Factory and arrows. That is all that is on the shelf behind me. Everything else is still.
Yeah, I'm actually rearranging too. I initially did everything by like director or by alphabetical,
Yeah.
and now I've broken down. I'm rearranging everything by distributor. So
Yeah, I've done it that way for a while. I mean, everything else, the regular studio releases, I just do alphabetically. But
yeah,
um, I like having all the screams together, and I mean, they just look nice all together.
yeah,
Especially like your numbered series, like your Vestron series or something. You don't want to break up the numbers, and
yeah. That's my type A. That's why I broke down, went ahead and rearranged stuff. Like all my 88s are together, and
um,
so
get
yeah.
where.
Rounding out the top 10, I've got Christine at number 10.
Yeah, it'd probably be a little higher for me. Of course, I haven't seen some of the ones that you've mentioned already, but so you think Deadly Spawn's a better movie than Christine? I'm not saying it's not, but it just sounds like it'd be cheesier than Christine,
It's way cheesier.
but it's more fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ranking it as a personal thing. Like it, I do try to take into account, is it a great movie or not? But did I enjoy it? And then is it fun? And while it's a close call, I just have more fun with Deadly Spawn than Christine. I love Christine's top 10, but
All right, yep. There's Retro's link for those that haven't said. Paul Phoenix just sub to you, and
cool.
Tim Hayes.
All right.
I didn't bring anything up for Christine, but I'm sure everybody knows Christine.
Yeah.
I enjoy that one, but I have a fonder memory. I've rewatched it when I got the 4K release, and I remember liking it more when I was younger than I did upon rewatch. But it's still a fun movie, and the effects too for its time. The car coming back together and everything, and
I kind of had the same experience. I watched Christine during October Horror Challenge, I think last year, and I loved it, but I didn't like it as much as when I was younger.
yeah.
Whereas Deadly Spawn, it's like Deadly Spawn, you should be only a kid would like that, but it's like I like that more. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Oh, Hellchild just subbed to you too.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think too, like I was more into cars when I was younger too. So it was like a car movie and a horror movie. So it was like the best of both worlds. And as I'm older, I'm not into cars as much as I used to be.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I've gone through the car phase. I had a Dodge Charger and all that business. Yeah, so that rounds up the top 10.
Yes,
Number 11.
you need to watch the car. The car is a fun time.
I love the car. Yeah.
There's no story to it whatsoever, but it's fun.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie.
All right, where are we at? Sorry.
Number 11, A Blade in the Dark, Umberto Bava. Great Giallo film. Great Giallo film.
Do not know that one at all. Does it go by another name?
Not that I know. And I didn't bring down my copy. I mean, yeah, certainly the Italian. I didn't. It's a great giallo film. It's and Roberto Bava doesn't get enough credit for the direction of that film.
I was trying to find alternate titles because I know a lot of those Italian films will have different names over here depending on.
Right.
It doesn't look like it though. Huh? How did I not know that one? At least the title of it. That's weird.
It was a tough call. I mean, like I told you before, I think we got on. This was the easiest list to come up with. My initial 10 didn't move once I ranked everything. But I will say, when you get down to the 10 to the 20s, and Blade in the Dark was one. It's like, man, that's really close to being top 10 for me. It almost edged out Christine.
So we're at on comments. I like Christine more now than years ago, so we're opposite on that. Deadly Spawn is fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I don't own it. I'm gonna have to. Is that just a standard release, or is that like a boutique label put it out?
I don't have it in front of me.
Snappy this
I think it's.
Maria Christine is a love-hate thing. Breakfast. Yeah, they did play it a lot. Seen some of Cat's Eye, but not Christine. I can't recall, but I know it's a monster cat movie. Gotta love those gloves, hand shot. That's one thing they were pointing out in that documentary too. Is the Italian films are always wearing gloves.
Oh, really? It does have a Blu-ray. It looks like it's out of print. Deadly Spawn. Elite Entertainment put out a Blu-ray.
Who was it?
Yeah, I've got the DVD, which is I've got the special edition DVD, which is Synapse. It's a Synapse release.
Oh, it was a Synapse release?
Yeah.
Jason was born in 83.
Right. In doing this list, it's hard to believe that Friday the 13th skipped a year. It's like 82 and then 84. It's like, where's my Friday the 13th?
There's no Friday the 13th. There's no Halloween.
Yeah. I thought Final Chapter was 83, but it was 84. All right. Number 12 is a film that probably also no one's going to initially maybe even have on their list. And that is Seeding of the Ghost. A Ghost. Yang Xuan. This is a batshit crazy Hong Kong film. Possession, demonic possession, gore. I mean, it's great release from 88 Films too. Awesome stuff.
What is the name of it? I've not
heard.
heard.
Seeding of a Ghost.
Seeding?
Seeding. Like yeah, Seeding of a Ghost.
Oh, there we go. With Norman Chu.
Crazy stuff.
I found it. There we go. 6.5.
Yeah, it's this is a 7 at least to me. It's just batshit crazy, and the first 30 minutes when it's set,
I don't want to add.
It's a lot of these films in Hong Kong in this period had kind of a witch and putting spells on people, and then just all kinds of gore. I mean, it's just
yeah, that looks fun right there. I'm surprised they didn't black bar that out too.
Yeah, it's the last 30 minutes is just off the cuff. It's crazy.
Huh.
Definitely recommend that. Seeding of a Ghost.
Trini, what's going on, man? Phil says the Deadly Spawn DVD is just as good, if not better, than the Blu-ray. So,
well, that's good because I got the DVD.
No, I did not buy any distinctive dummies. No, I did not. I'm on a I'm taking a sabbatical. That's, I guess, from purchasing right now. Saying you have a lot of unknown films.
Well, Hell Child, I mean, if you start looking at lists of 83, most of it, I don't know, it almost like there wasn't the quality of the pickings were just not too good. Like maybe the first 5 or 6, okay, but that's why I created my own list, because it just seems like so many great films didn't even make a list if you look at it.
Yeah, it definitely increases in like production values and things like that. Mid to late 80s, a lot more well-known films.
Yeah. Number 13, a slasher, Curtains. It's Synapse release. You got this?
I do, but I still haven't watched it.
There's
why.
there's some iconic scenes in this Curtains. It's made. I think it was made in Canada. This was a kind of a troubled production as well, but there's this is the one with the ice skating rink, and you've got the killer mask, granny mask. This is some good stuff.
See if I can find some actual.
A guy named Richard Chupka directed this. I don't know if he did anything else. Samantha Agar's in it. Samantha Agar, for those of you, she's more of a British Hammer. She was in the Hammer, some of the Hammer films.
Just trying to find a picture of this mask you're referring to.
Pretty loaded release. You've got a number of audio commentaries on this, interviews.
I'll definitely have to check it out at some point. I got so many movies I got to watch. All right, where are we at? That year is not so good. Never seen Curtains. I keep hearing it's good. Love Curtains. I have a petty old hag bobblehead from that movie. Of course you do, Phil. Why wouldn't you? Phil's got that.
Number 14.
I watched that the other day.
Final Terror.
And I was very impressed with that movie.
I am too.
I really was.
People rag on this, but I think this was a well done. It's a slow burn slasher, backwoods slasher, but it's well done, and I think it's very, very good. Andrew Davis directed it. And you've got some great people, great actors in this. Rachel Ward and Daryl Hannah's in this.
Yes. I do know from watching the features on there too. That's another one of those movies that wasn't the movie that they made. They had to add. They added in the beginning scene with the motorcycle and added in a couple of kills because it only had one kill in it originally, and they said it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's not a body count film. It's more of a slow burn. I didn't realize until a minute ago the guy that's in the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, the his buddy in that. What was that? He's in this.
Which movie?
Yeah.
Which Schwarzenegger movie?
Yeah, I'm thinking. And my mind is blank.
Is it this guy? I know everyone in that movie went on to have great careers, though. Like everybody in it, and the director as well. The director went on to do some more popular.
Yeah.
He did Under Siege and The Fugitive, The Guardian. So he did some blockbuster movies.
Yeah, he went on to do some blockbusters. Number 15, I've got Of Unknown Origin, which is the Rat movie. I think it's a really, really good Rat movie.
Right. And that was put out by Scream Factory, I do believe.
Yeah, Peter Weller plays this guy that's basically goes to war with his rat. And it sounds ridiculous on the surface, but it's done so straightforward, serious. It's really well done. Great movie.
Peter Weller, he did something besides RoboCop?
Yeah.
I know. I hear too many other of his movies. 6.1. Yeah, I think that's one I watched the trailer to when I saw Scream Factory was putting it out. It was a couple years back, I think, and it did look really good.
All right, number 16 is probably not on anybody's list.
Let's see where we're at here. Bored with Final Terror. Really? I thought it was great. Final Terror is not good despite lots of talent. I think me and Retro disagree with you guys on that.
Yeah, it's a slow burn. Well, this is not going to be on anybody's list, number 16, and that is Macumba Sexual.
I'm not even going to look that one up.
It's a Jeff Franco voodoo.
There you go.
Voodoo film.
I knew you had to get your Franco in.
It's hypnotic. The acting is superb. It's a fascinating film. This is one that I could watch over and over and over.
I'm sure there's lots of nudity for you.
It's not. No, I mean, Franco gets a bum rap for hardcore stuff, but it's got nudity in it, but it's not a softcore porn or anything like that. It's a straight up exercise in voodoo, exploration of voodoo.
Oh, Hellchild seems to know it.
Yeah, this is a Severin release.
Jada Wilson. Guessing that's somebody that's in that movie, Jada Wilson.
Yeah, it's I think that's the girl that, the main character lady who played the main character had a sex change. Yeah, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is what it is. Is what it is.
That's common nowadays, so whatever.
Yeah. So number 17, I've got the Blu-ray on this one. I didn't bring it down, but Nightmares with Emilio Estevez.
And I just watched that one for the first time as well.
Yeah, it's a solid film.
What's your favorite segment out of that?
I would say the Emilio Estevez. I think he was fantastic in his segment.
I liked all of them except for the one with Lance Henkerson, or however you say his last name. I always screw it up. I didn't care for his segment very much.
Well, I got to tell you something. I don't even remember that segment.
The one that are showing the picture of right now, the priest one.
Yeah, I don't even remember it. That tells you how much I think of it. Yeah.
The first one was pretty cool. I think the first one was probably the shortest segment, though, with the killer.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a real short. That was almost like the Twilight Zone initial opening segment. It was so short.
But I thought the other three segments are pretty decent, though.
Yeah, it's a good one. Number 18, I've got the Blu-ray of this too, but this is the Double Exposure.
I just received my copy, so I have not checked that out yet.
Yeah, this is a kind of American giallo where you've got a guy that's basically you've got a guy that's being accused falsely of being a murderer. It's got an interesting, really a very good wraparound ending at the end. It kind of wraps up the story, I think, in a well done fashion. I like it a lot.
I've heard really good things about it, so definitely looking forward to watching it. Tim says Savage Island was a black man who became a woman. Baron of Battle. I don't know where we're going here. Bishop of Battle, he means.
Huh.
Then Urban Legend ripped it off. I don't know which movie we're referring to there, Phil.
Urban Legend ripped off what?
Tim thinks it's a bit too intense on Double Exposure. Yeah, I'm not sure what Phil's saying. See, we just said we just went to Double Exposure. What was right before that?
Nightmares.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's saying. Urban Legend ripped off.
The
The opening scene of Nightmares. That's probably what it is because the guy's in the back.
I mean, everything copies something from the past. I mean, someone's like nothing. You could make the argument everything rips off something. Vegeta was, yeah. Number 19 is a Australian film, Death Warmed Up. That was I think a Vinegar Syndrome release.
Severn Films.
Was it Severn? Yeah.
Yeah.
Death Warmed Up. I'm not in love with Death Warmed Up. I mean, I think it's
this says 84.
Hmm.
Is this the same one? Hypnotized by a scientist to kill his parents?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I had 83. Okay. I have it a 6 out of 10. It's an interesting it's an interesting film about a doctor that's like causing people to go crazy and kill people. It gets a little wild towards the end.
I love how in depth their descriptions are. They're always like 2 lines worth of text. Like, thanks. No, I haven't checked that one out yet, though.
Number 20.
Haddonfield slasher. What's going on?
Boogeyman
everywhere. Oh, sorry. I was trying to catch up on the comments real quick.
Boogeyman 2. Uli Lamel's follow-up to the Boogeyman. I got that as number 20. I like the Boogeyman films. I think they got a lot of atmosphere. And I will say this: I don't think I'm just everything that Uli Lamel does. I'm not in love with. Like, for example, his I recently watched the Devonsville Terror, and that's the bottom of my list. And I just thought that was tedious. But I think the Boogeyman, while some people might say that's kind of a tedious horror movie, supernatural slasher, I think it's very atmospheric. I like it, and I think the second one is just as good.
Yeah, they only gave it a 2 on IMDb. Wow.
Yeah. I'm in the 6 range on that one.
Tim used to think it was the Booger Man.
Well, I think in Europe that's like they spell it B-O-G.
Yeah, the Bogey Man. That's what my 88 Films release says on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 21 is Cujo. I'm not super in love with Cujo, as you can see.
I'm not either. I think it's a very annoying film, to be honest.
It is. I think the kid's annoying as hell. I think Dee Wallace is the only thing that saves it. But and I didn't find them being trapped in the car all that tense. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just it's never hit me as a very good horror film. I guess I don't care whether the kid lives or dies.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel.
Maybe that's why. I mean, you got to care about.
Don't ask Retro to babysit.
You got to admit, that little kid was annoying as fuck. I mean, he really was.
It's kind of like have you seen, The Visit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that little kid that thinks he's a rapper and all that shit. It's like, just die already.
Same deal, yeah.
But I'm probably like a 5 out of 10 on Cujo at best.
That's where I'm at too.
No, like a little kid watching it, 5 or 6 years old, I'm sure it'd scare the shit out of him and traumatize him and be afraid of dogs forever. But as an adult, I don't know. It's just kind of annoying. I don't know.
Number 22 is Sweet 16.
Haddonfield is the boogeyman.
I'm a huge Bo Hopkins fan. I love Bo Hopkins, and I think he's great as the sheriff trying to solve these murders in this little town. And this is just a tight, a solid little slasher film. 88 did a good job with this release. It looks pristine.
Yes, I do have that one as well.
Have you seen it? It's good. It's a good ending to it.
Got a 5.2, which honestly, to me, anything a 5 or more on IMDb is really good for horror films, especially for the 80s.
Yeah, I agree.
That's like a 9 in other people's eyes.
Yep. 23, I've got Amityville 3D.
No, I've still only seen the original and the remake, so
Yeah, I think Amityville 3D, whether you got the 3D or didn't have the 3D, it's a miss from a storyline perspective. It's just not a very persuasive story.
Which one is it about the lamp is the one doing the hauntings?
That's like is that number 6? That's in the box set.
Is that the vinegar box set?
Yeah, that's in the vinegar box set. Yeah. Do you know there's like 20 some Amityville films or films with the name Amityville in it? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's been some recent ones, even in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, it's at some point I wouldn't mind sitting down and like watching every single one just to say I did it.
Sweet 16 is an R-rated after-school special.
Well, Sweet 16's got that song you can never get it out of your head. Sweet Melissa.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, he commented that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Night Train to Terror, where you can't get that song out of your head.
Yeah.
Plainview is heartbroken. You have not mentioned Jaws 3 yet, by the way.
I'm getting to it. Heartbroken, huh? Now 24 is Zetter, Poopy Avati's film.
I do have it.
You got Zetter?
Is it Zetter or Zeter? Yeah, that's the Code Red or Scorpion or whatever release.
Yeah, exactly. Zeder.
The slips like a brick wall or something.
Yeah, it's that's a really good.
Is it this? Yeah, Revenge of
the Dead is the alternate title. Yeah, it's supposedly it's a zombie film, but it's really not about zombies. Until the very end. But it's a very atmospheric film. I thought it was very good. Poopy Avati is an underrated director.
Well, I'm all about atmosphere with my movies, so it definitely sounds up my.
Yeah, Zetter has a lot of atmosphere.
Yes, the Amityville remake with Ryan Reynolds I thought was fantastic. Cool, David Copperfield tearing the aisles, Train doing his magic act.
Terror Train was I don't know what year that was. That was in 81, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Revenge of the Dead was a misleading American title. Revenge of the Nerds, says Haddonfield. 10 thinks it's more giallo.
Yeah, to me, it's more of a Euro Gothic film, and I guess it did have some giallo elements. 25 is The Lift. Dick Moss has directed The Lift about the killer elevator.
That's a Blue Underground release.
Yeah, I didn't bring that down, but that's a Blue Underground release.
I don't even own it. I just know what it is. But
yeah, I didn't bring that one down. But The Lift
it's called D-Lift.
D-Lift.
They lift.
Yep.
It's got a 6.2. Again, that's pretty high for them.
I mean, how can a killer elevator it's utterly ridiculous, but the way it's done, again, give credit to Dick Moss. It's a fantastic film. Amsterdam is another really great slasher giallo film he did. Excellent. Yeah. And that's another Blue Underground.
Right. Which I'm sure they'll release all these in 4Ks as well, because that's all they're doing. Yeah, the only elevator horror film I've seen is Devil, where they're all trapped in the elevator, and one of them is the devil.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's pretty good. I didn't find it all that scary, but
spoiler alert. No, I'm not going to say who it is. Never mind.
The devil, the elevator.
Yeah. It was pretty obvious, I think. But anyways.
Well, if all eras horror films have tropes. The 90s, and I think the current trope is scary old people. Yeah.
Hey, come on! I'm not trying to give anything away. Yeah, if there's ever another, well, I guess there hasn't been technically a remake of The Thing. If there's ever another Thing, the first old person I see, I'm killing. I'm sorry.
I mean, the last 20 films I've seen there, 2010 and beyond, are it's a scary old person, Hereditary, and it's on and on.
I think old people like 70s and 80s and little kids are best for
Scary.
that. Yeah.
I hope I get that scary. I got 10 years, and maybe I'll be scary.
I think to me, like older people are more prone to obviously like dementia and things like that. And I think that's like kind of terrifying when they no longer have control over their own mind in general.
Yeah, that's definite. Yeah. Number 26, Mausoleum.
Still haven't watched it. I need to do that.
It's got Bobby Brezzi in it. You got to watch that.
I can't bring it up because I can't even spell. So there we go.
Yeah, but with a name like Bobby Brezzi, you gotta watch it.
5.1.
There was
where are you at on that?
There was a slew of these like funeral home horrors. That's one of them. You got Mortuary, and you got one that I think is a dog that I just watched, which was
No, we have not gotten to Spasms yet. I thought there was one just called Funeral Home, right? Or
yeah, I think there is one called. Not this year though.
no, but in general, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you think of creepy places to go, you're going to go graveyards and funeral homes, and where people are already dead. They're already creepy without anything going on.
Of course, this has Marjo Gortner in it, who is I think he became a preacher. He left being an actor and became a preacher.
I hope Bobby Breeze comes out of the woodwork. Haddonfield got a new 6-hour 9mm. Cool.
Number 27, Spasms.
No, there you go. There's your answer to Spasms.
William Fruitt directed it. And this is a disappointing film. Let's just get right to it. It's a killer snake film. But you've got Peter Fonda, Oliver Reed, and it's a complete miss. It just, I don't know. It's almost like Peter Fonda was there just to get the paycheck. I mean, it was.
I do have it, and I've not seen it. It's just about body horror, isn't it? Like the bulging.
Yeah. Basically, this guy's brother gets killed by a snake, and yeah, I mean, it's a body horror film, killer snake film, but it's a miss. I love Oliver Reed. I mean, to me, he can do no wrong, but this is a complete miss.
Best snake movie is Anaconda. What do you think the best snake movie is, Retro?
I like Anaconda. My favorite snake movie is probably Venom with Klaus Kinski.
Jaws of Satan.
Is that the alternate title, Jaws of Satan? Venom.
No, I was just throwing out Jaws of Satan.
Oh no, I like Venom.
Venom.
Yeah.
Which I believe we already covered, right? That was like 82 or something.
Yeah. And there was one in the 70s that was really good too. I'm trying to remember the name of it that I like better than Anaconda. Anaconda. Now we're going to get into the 90s. Anaconda. It's shitty CGI. Let's face it. I mean,
I was going to say these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
That's a CGI.
Snakes on the plane, man. Come on. Oh, see, there we go. Jason's with me. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
You did see snakes on a plane?
Yeah. Number 28 is Mortuary with Bill Paxton, and I think it makes the list because of Bill Paxton. Yeah, it's just one of those films that, again, it's kind of your funeral home horrors, but it makes the list because of Bill Paxton. He's great in it.
And then there's the 2005 remake as well. I'm assuming it's a remake, same title.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
You got Linda Day George in there too.
Yeah.
Anything Bill Paxton was in the 80s was, a lot of times he was the the saving grace of the film.
Yeah, I love that movie, The Vagrant. He's in. Have you seen that one? It's on
I have
the.
not watched it yet. I watched your little review on it, and I watched the trailer to it. It does look very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, 5.2 for Mortuary.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who released that.
I've got it. I didn't pull it out of the stack. I'm trying to remember too.
Drive me nuts.
Um,
I'm assuming you're talking about Snakes on a Plane there, Jason. And the day George from Pieces. Love her. Scorpion. Scorpion or Scorpions? The band.
Mortuary.
Surprised no one's answered for us yet.
I don't know. I can't
See, if Austin was in here, he'd have an answer. But he's not with us tonight.
The new Mortuary's got a Blu-ray out, $15.
Yeah, I've seen the new one, and it's terrible.
Yeah. Number 29 is a Mondo release, and that's The Beast and the Magic Sword, Paul Naschy.
Tim says Scorpion put out Mortuary. That sounds...
that sounds right. Yeah. Beast of the Magic Sword is, of course, another Valdemar Daninsky werewolf film for Paul Naschy, but this time it takes place in Japan. It's got samurais in it. My only problem with it, I love Paul Naschy, but my only problem with that film was it's way too self-indulgent at 2 hours. 2 hours for a werewolf movie, you better be doing something. But there's a lot of Japanese cultural stuff there's a lot of filler in that. It was too long a movie.
I've not even heard of it.
You don't have the Mondo release, the red case?
I just now started getting into Mondos, and I don't have any red case releases.
Yeah, I should have brought that down here. Okay.
I started changing them over to red cases because they look cool in them, but I'm not going to be able to do that because I can't find any red cases.
And that'll make you nuts. That'll drive you nuts.
Has been out forever, and I don't. I'm not paying like $7-8 a case. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, that would mess up with my OCD if I had some red and some not, part of the distributor.
Yeah, that's why I hate that 88 went to the what they go to black cases, right?
Yeah.
See, they're having the same problem. They can't get them either. Hellchild thinks the Naschy Japan films are boring.
Well, I would tend to agree. I would use the term self-indulgent.
All right,
number 30. Who wanted Jaws mentioned? Now it's coming up. Jaws 3D is number 6.
Jaws 3 is your.
Yeah, I think it's crap. I really do. I don't think it's rigged. I mean, Dennis Quaid is the only reason to watch it.
3.7. You about right there with them on that 3.7 rating?
Yeah. I mean, I probably would give it a 5 because of Dennis Quaid, but
yeah, I mean, you got Dennis Quaid, you got Louis Gossett Jr., and Leah Thompson.
Yep. My
that is a great cast for a piece of shit. That is wow.
Leah Thompson is my relative. No, I'm just kidding. That is my last name, Thompson. But I don't know. Other than Dennis Quaid, even Lou Gossett, I mean, he was pretty forgettable in it.
I mean, that's one of those movies they did more just for the 3D effect and not the movie itself. I mean,
right. Yeah.
It was just a gimmick film to begin with.
Number 31 is House of Long Shadows, the Pete Walker film. Now, why is this so low on my list? It's got two of my favorite actors, Vincent Price and Christopher Lee. But I think this is a big time miss too, along the lines of the Oliver Reed film we just discussed. I love Vincent Price. I love Christopher Lee. I think House of Long Shadows is a very tired film. It doesn't have anything to offer. Certainly those great actors are underutilized in that film.
I don't even think I've heard of that one. It's called House of Long Shadows?
Yeah, it's a Pete Walker film. And I like a lot of Pete Walker stuff. And I don't dislike House of Long Shadows. It's just not a memorable film. It was a cash in because of the name actors they put together. But the story, there's no story. It's just.
Looks like they're rating a little bit higher than you. They got a 6.3 on here.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm at 5 on that one.
Yeah, Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing. Yeah, but this isn't in their prime of their careers either. So
no, it's not.
Their latter days.
Number 32 is Prozzy, or another title, Olivia.
Or Double Jeopardy. Or, yeah.
This is Uli Lamel's Prostitution. I don't know why this is even considered horror. It's supposed to be a slasher. It's part of the 88 line, but it's really, I don't really think it's a slasher, but it's not very good, I don't think.
You know what's really sad is I own the 88 release and the Vinegar Syndrome release and still have not watched it.
Well, I've got the 88 and I just don't like it enough to double dip.
I'm a completionist, man.
Yeah, I'm
dedicated.
I mean, I'll triple dip if I like the movie, but I just don't like Prozzy.
Yeah. Well, the 88 Slasher collection and my Vinegar Syndrome collection are the two main ones I try to complete as much as possible. So now if Scream Factory puts it out too, no, I'm not going to buy it a third time. But
number 33 is an horror anthology, Scream Time. You seen that one?
It's called Scream Time? Scream
Time. Yep, it's a British. Michael Armstrong directed it. It is essentially a very forgettable anthology. The main story, you got this doll maker, kind of like a puppet master, and his family's giving him shit for always messing with his dolls, and eventually, of course, the dolls become animate and kill people. It's forgettable.
I like the cover here though, with the skeleton in the bed and the.
Yeah, well, it's not that. It's not that.
The cover's better than the movie, like a lot of 80s horror films.
Yeah. I mean, it's well acted. It's just it doesn't have any real scares, and I think it's a script issue. The stories are just not that compelling. You've also got a story about a little fairies at the end that I thought that was going somewhere, but it never did.
Yeah, but that cover.
Yeah, that's a great cut. Well, there's the little doll. You can see the little punch. It's like a punch doll. The one next to it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's Punch cigar doll.
I mean, I would love to have that poster hung up somewhere, though. I mean, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That definitely sold a lot of the movies back then. That box art, that VHS cover, man, would just grab you.
Kind of getting to the end here. 35. I've got One Dark Night with Tom McLaughlin directed with Meg Tilly. It's another creepy cemetery film, funeral home film. Basically, Meg Tilly is part of an initiation, has to spend the night at a funeral.
That's 1982.
What? One Dark Night? I had 83 there.
That's all right.
All right. Well, the next one I've got is Microwave Massacre.
Oh yeah.
Well,
great movie. I got that a lot higher up than you.
Well, in terms of fun,
yes.
On the fun scale, it's probably top 15.
But
But you got to admit, man, I mean, the body parts. It's technically it's not that. It's just hilarious. Jackie Vernon is funny as hell.
They have this listed at 1979. I know it's not 1979.
No, no, that's not right. That can't be right.
I know it's not right.
Arrow put out a great release for this too.
Yes, I have that one. Yeah, I love. I mean, you got opening scene nudity right off the bat, just like, and for no reason, just random titties. So you can't go
Oh,
wrong with that.
I mean, where did that girl go after that? She was like, oh my God, get her number.
All right.
It's like, get the number of that bus that hit me the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. No, I thought it was a great time from start to finish. I love that movie.
It's funny as hell. And Jackie Vernon is just, he is a hoot. Number 37 is, and I got two, why I have two copies of this, I don't know. Well, I guess I have originally the DVD, Mountaintop Motel Massacre, and then I upgraded to the 88.
You're not gonna get the Vinegar Syndrome as well.
No, I've reached the limit. I mean,
I do on both.
well, this is a little long, like the Prozzy. I mean, okay, I like it. I'm happy with this release. I don't need to.
Right.
I've already got two copies of it. So a lot of times, I mean, if there's special features that are different from the other release, then I will jump. I'll dive in because I do. When I watch a film, I watch everything, all the commentaries, special features.
I've always been that way. I just now recently got into the commentaries, but I've always watched the behind the scenes making of stuff, deleted scenes, and I just recently get into the commentaries, and they're very informative. I love them.
Some of them are better than the movies.
And just so you know, the new commentary on a Serbian film is fantastic. It is the best commentary I've ever heard with Adam Green and Joe Lynch. You've seen the film, right?
Oh yeah.
So when you get to the scene,
yeah,
Adam Green just starts getting very, very sick, and he cannot hold his stomach the whole rest of the film, and it is hilarious. And the whole time he's getting sick, his dog or whatever is humping this little squirrel toy, and it's squeaking. And it just adds to it. It is so funny. It's great.
The best commentaries, I think, are the ones that stand out for me is Joe Bob Briggs on "I Spit on Your Grave." That's a great commentary. But what you saying that's a great commentary makes me want to buy that movie, even though I don't. I hate Serbian.
Good luck. Everyone is sold out. You know what's the most upsetting thing to me is I got that from Best Buy. Like Best Buy sells this. That just seems weird. That's like Walmart selling it. Like,
yeah, that is weird.
Do they not know what this movie is at all?
It's sold out. You can't get it.
You have to go on eBay to get it. Diabolic doesn't have it.
Who released that?
Unearthed.
Oh, that's why.
I actually thought it was a pretty good movie though.
Was it limited?
I don't think it was limited. I think it just sold out really quick.
Let me see here.
I was going to do a full-on review, but I just didn't want all that on the comments. I didn't want to deal with it.
Holy cow! The Blu-ray on Amazon is $200
for the new one, the new release of it. The new release, the slip has the guy with the white mask on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't care about
that. Diabolic said they will get more in.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I think it's worth picking up just for the commentary alone, honestly.
Maybe I'll do that. I just, that movie kind of sickens me.
All right. Where are we at?
39. I've got Play Dead. That's the dog film from Vinegar Syndrome.
Yes. No, I did not make a list. Hellchild. This is Retro's list.
Yeah, Yvonne DiCarlo. I mean, it's a kind of a tepid killer dog film, to be honest.
3.9. A rich elderly woman casts black magic spells on her vicious Rottweiler dog to murder her relatives. That sounds like a good time, though.
If we had the Rottweiler killing people, it would. But It's very
Oh,
tepid. Yeah, exactly.
it's so adorable.
Yeah, it's more like home movies of a dog than it is killing me. It's to say it's tepid. I think I'm being nice.
He's got a can of lye.
I think Vinegar Syndrome put that out. Do you have that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only Vinegar Syndrome release I do not have is Sweet Sweetback still, as far as slipcover editions are concerned. And
Oh
I can't
man,
find one for under
that,
$100. So
man, that's classic black exploitation. You got to get on that. Sweetback.
that was the movie that was holding up my Black Friday order. I even went and ordered just the standard edition, and they ran out and held my Black Friday order for like an extra month because of it.
Man,
So,
that Sweetback is like one of the preeminent black exploitation films.
so if anybody has that still, I'm looking for it. Hook me up. I'll buy it off you, but I'm not paying $100 for the slipcover edition. It's insane.
So we're getting to the end here. Number 40 is Scalps with the Fred.
Yes, I do
Oliver.
have the
Yeah,
88 Filmz release. Yes.
yeah, Scalps.
For anyone interested in a U.S. release, you can get it through MakeFlix website, and they are limited quantity right now, though.
Okay. And then we're getting to the really basically bad movies. I got the Prey. Yeah, I've got the Prey at number 41. I mean, you want to talk about a snooze fest?
But it's a great looking release.
This is a snooze fest. Very forgettable. Just a tepid film.
4.3. Three couples go on a camping trip in the woods of Southern California during the summer where a deformed man is stalking their camp.
Yeah, it has a decent ending, but man, to get to it, by the time you get to it, you just don't give a shit.
It's disappointing because, I mean, a lot of us love our camp, slashers and horror films.
Yeah, this was a real disappointment for me. I just don't think much of it at all.
I'm just trying to figure out this screenshot here. What is that? Am I supposed to be just like turned on by that?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, there's a lot of good nudity in
it. Nice imagery. Alrighty. Well,
the acting is really, this is another example where you have characters that are so forgettable. I mean, unlike say any of the Friday the 13th, which has so many memorable characters, the Prey has not a single person you could care about. I mean, or even interest in.
Oh, ha, Trini. Under $100, 99. Yeah, whatever, man. And I was going to help you out with the I Know What You Did Last Summer box set, but you know what? Never mind.
We're almost. I got two more. Devonsville Terror, number 42. This is that Uli Lamel film I was talking about. That's bad. This is a witch film, by the numbers witch film, and the ending's decent, but by the time you get there, you don't give a shit. It's you've got a witch that was basically tied to a wheel and burnt at this wagon wheel 300 years ago. Then she comes back to get revenge. It's a standard story, but the acting is just flat. It's not very good. It's not good at all, actually. Donald Pleasance is in it, but he looks bored to death.
That's always good. Yeah, there he is.
Yep. Yeah, Donald Pleasance looks completely. It's Paycheck City. I love that scene, the last one you went to, because the guy was like, the witch is the guy in the water.
Oh.
I mean, he's standing in the water. You can see it's shallow. He could just walk out of it. But she's up above there, like she's holding him under the water. It's ridiculous. And then my last film that I ranked was A Night to Dismember, Doris Witchman's shitty slasher film. The only thing it's got of any interest is Samantha Fox, like the 70s porn star was in it.
I have heard of that one. I've seen it around.
Oh, it's an absolute dreadful, uh, completely uninteresting film. Now, the films I didn't rank, uh, Chained Heat with Linda Blair. I didn't rank that. Chicks in Chains movie. Um, Grizzly 2, The Predator, which is getting a Blu-ray coming out.
Right. Actually, I think it just came out. I think it is out.
Yeah, I got to get up on that. I didn't rank that one. I didn't rank Mad Mutilator. I didn't rank Panic Beats.
Yep. That someone asked about earlier. What is Panic Beats?
It's a Paul Naschy film. I haven't seen it. And then Something Wicked This Way Comes. I remember watching it in the 80s, but I swear to God, I don't remember anything about it. And then
The spirit of a deceased knight returns every 100 years to clean a house by graphically murdering the woman who are making the life of his descendants unbearable.
yeah.
It's got a
Another
5.8
one,
over here, so there you go.
a couple that I want to watch that I haven't yet is The Demons of Ludlow and then The Devil Fetus. Now, how could you not want to watch The Devil Fetus? That's what a great title for a
I
film.
mean, that's got to be somewhat like The Suckling or something, right?
It's a Hong Kong film, but I can't find it. I'd love to watch that. But that's yeah, that's my list. That's pretty much it. Skullduggery is another one I haven't seen. Sledgehammer I haven't seen.
Say Skullduggery.
Skullduggery and Sledgehammer. Yeah, I haven't seen those.
I know Skullduggery is like an old school rapper off back in the No Limit Records days. For those watching that remember that.
Yeah. Well, that's my list. What do you think?
It's definitely a lot more organized than the one on Ranker since they were all over on the years. I
Yeah.
still can't believe they had Microwave Massacre at 1979. I know it's not 79.
No, definitely not.
I'm going to look that up just for
Let me look that up, Mike. Maybe they started production in 79? Well, even Wikipedia has it as
Yeah,
70.
Wikipedia's got it at 79 too.
Huh.
No, they got it on Grave Reviews has it at 83. Prime Video has it at 83.
Wow, I didn't know this. Wayne Berwick directed it. And he's the son of the his dad directed The Monster of Piedras Blancas, which is an underrated creature feature back from the 50s. It's like Creature from Black Lagoon. Really, really a cool monster movie.
Demons of Ludlow.
Yeah, I got to check that.
Don't know what that is.
It's. I was guessing it would probably just be in the okay category.
So that's it for the list, guys. You guys got anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here? You're more than welcome to ask anything you want, and we'll answer or we won't. Do you want to go ahead and tell them about the new venture that we're going to pursue?
Yeah. So I've kind of coerced Dan into doing these video reviews of the Video Nasties. I think I've got a list of all the 77 some odd films, both ones that were prosecuted and then the 33 that they tried to prosecute but eventually dropped it. So there's like 70 some Video Nasties. And what I thought we would do is just pick them, do a random list and pick one and then schedule a time to review it, watch it and review it.
Yeah, we'll do it more in depth than we do on this, horror from the 80s live streams that we're doing. Do 20-minute or so more in depth reviews.
Yeah,
and I'll edit it and throw the pictures up for you guys and all that kind of stuff. Monster of Paradise Blankets was a scarier version of Creature of the Black Lagoon.
I don't know about that, but
I don't know what Creature of the Black Lagoon is. I know Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, it's scarier. Well, it's got a. I mean, the monster of Piedras Blancas. What he's talking about is the monster of Piedras Blancas, like pulls this guy's head off. I mean, decapitates him. But uh, I think Creature from Black Lagoon, it doesn't. It pales in comparison to Creature from Black Lagoon. But it's fun. It's a fun movie.
Yeah. And that's just so you guys know, one reason I haven't been doing as many videos this last week or 2 weeks or whatever. I'm really trying to watch a lot of shit. I'm really just trying to take time and catch up on a lot of things and just kind of just be more invested in that sense. And doing these movies from the 80s is really helping with that because I'm trying to watch shit before we do these episodes. And I've been holding off for a long time because I was going to do like individual reviews on stuff. I wanted to review all the Scream Factory, all the Batik label stuff individually. This is never going to happen. Let's face it. So I've just been watching them and enjoying the films for what they are and not worrying about keeping in mind what exactly is happening in every second of the movie. So,
yeah. I think the video nasties is something I've always wanted to. I mean, I've watched almost all of them, but I've never really sat down and actually done any kind of analytics or talked about it, done a video review. So I think that'll be fun to do. And most of the films are out on some kind of Blu-ray or DVD at this point.
and like I said, I mean, Tubi has so many movies, horror movies from the 70s and 80s on there for free that you can find most of them. Child wants a Latin horror episode.
Yeah, we could do that with Vinegar Syndrome having released those couple of those films, Mexican films. That would be interesting to do. We could do a Coffin Joe reviews. Those are I reviewed that set that was released, but we could do the movies individually. I think the video nasties would be fun to do.
Oh yeah. And I do own some of those. I obviously I don't own them all, but definitely start with the ones that we both have.
Yeah,
it's easier to track down. But and I'm not going to show video on any of those because they're video nasties and they were already banned before, so the odds of my video getting banned are probably high if I put video in it.
Yeah, probably.
So, all right. Well, thank you guys for joining. As always, thank you, Retro, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. And don't forget to sub if you guys haven't to him. I don't care about if you sub to me or not, but
all right. I'll see you guys. See you, Dan.
See ya. Thank you again. All right. Well, that's it. Get out of here. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode there, and keep an eye out for those reviews we got coming and everything. And yeah, for those who purchased stuff and have received your shirts and all that, I'm glad you guys are happy with the product. Still working on the new design and everything. But again, if you guys haven't checked it out, the link is in the description of all of my videos and is on my main channel page up in the banner section. So drop down the description, check out all the links to all the different shit. I'm just really tired now. So yeah, as always, guys, peace, love, happiness, all y'all. And I will catch you guys next time. Let me run the banner for the patrons before I forget. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Again, thank you guys for helping me hit 1,300 subs. I mean, it's all because of you guys. And hopefully the channel continues to grow and all that good shit. So, yep. And later. Bye, guys.